Putin is extremely intelligent.
Oh yeah,
and
well-rounded.
And then just recognizing how much the culture has dumbed down Americans. That there were people who were like, the first hour was boring. This is how much ADHD you have, right?
Yeah.
That you can't even listen. He started in the 8th century, Russia. That's just incredible. You know, going through every century and talking about what was happening in that region. Americans are fundamentally ignorant when it comes to history. And we are propagandized into believing that we understand things, and we don't. What Zelensky is doing, it's giving me Bolshevik vibes. And there's something very evil happening right now in Ukraine, right in front of our faces. And the reason why America is allowed to be used as a bank for these wars is because Americans don't know anything. After 9/11, I think about it now, the propaganda to make me afraid of Muslims. I can't even imagine being a Muslim growing up after 9/11 in America, because I know how I felt about them. And I was young, I was 11 years old, but that beating every day in our heads that every Muslim was a terror, unbelievable what Tucker did in that interview. Because talk about showing us the contrast of what it looks like to have an intelligent leader. There's nobody that can not admit.
I myself, as a Middle Eastern, was racist too. I was like, oh, it's not us, it's them. And so I would point my finger out of fear and be like, no, they did it. But then I went to Saudi Arabia, and I don't think I've ever been to a country that was more hospitable to me. The love that I got, the respect that I got, I literally sat back and I hung myself out to dry on a podcast. I go, wow, I was brainwashed. I was so scared. I didn't bring her.
First, I want to say, just like to all Muslims growing up during that time in America, I am sorry on behalf of America for the way that you were treated. It is so unacceptable. When I go back and I re-examine that propaganda, that brainwashing that took place in the classroom to make me scared of something. I didn't even know what a Muslim was. I remember going to the airport and someone was a Hindu and I was scared of him. I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna make him take this off of his head, blah, blah. I thought that was a Muslim, right? There was no education about anything. And the reason for that, he who controls the textbooks controls the entire country, in my view.